So hi everyone, myself Prathamesh, and today I'll be having Suprit with me.
Hello everyone.
So Suprit has secured AR of 384 in GATE CSA 2023 with a GATE score of 712.
And Pratmesh has got All India rank of 938 in GATE 2023 with a GATE score of around 630. Pratmesh was
630.
preparing, yeah, Pratmesh was preparing along with a job and he was interested towards research, so that's why he joined IIT Hyderabad. So Pratmesh, can you just tell me that what all we will be covering in this video?
So today agenda of this video is we want to cover how MTech and MTech research is different. What are the opportunities if you opt for MTech research and how the MTech research is carried out in IIT Hyderabad.
Mhm.
So today we'll be concentrating on MTech research at IIT Hyderabad. What is the shortlisting criteria? What someone should have GATE score? What should be the GATE score?
Yeah.
Then the interview expense of ours. And then what is the opportunity we'll get after 3 years? Like what you should expect from this course. Then how the professors are there. What is the curriculum? How hectic is this program? So basically there will be entire details about MTech research program in IIT Hyderabad.
Fine. Okay.
So yeah. So Suprit, how MS or MTech research is different than MTech TA or MTech, we can say regular program.
Okay. So yeah, so like what usually happen is that people usually prefer for MTech TA. That is a 2 year program.
Yes.
Fine. So in 2 year program, what happens is like you have to complete certain number of courses. Like in most of the cases, there will be 8 courses which you have to complete in the first year of your MTech. It means for the first semester and second semester, you have to do some 8 courses. And in the third and fourth semester, your responsibility will be to do that thesis work, that is the MTP. Along with that, you will be preparing for your interviews, which will
Yes,
happen in
yes.
your third semester
Fourth
and
semester.
yeah, and fourth semester. So this is like how the MTech 2 year program works. For MTech 3 year program, which is usually called as the MTech RA, that is the research assistantship. Fine. So in
Or
3 year,
MS, Master in.
yeah, or MS. So MS and MTech RA is slightly different. We'll just
Yes.
explain it. So it is slightly different. So in MTech RA, what happens is you have to do the same number of courses. Like here, like for the case of MTech TA, if you have to cover 8 courses, so in MTech RA also you have to cover that same 8 courses.
So
But
basically, MTech RA is MTech plus research.
yeah, it is MTech plus research. So the thing is, in MTech TA, you have to cover the courses in 2 semesters. But
Yes.
in MTech RA, you can do these 8 number of courses. You can complete them in either in
Two
three
years of
semesters
MTech.
or 4 semesters. It's up to you and your guide.
Yes.
But here the additional thing is that you have to work on some research related project which the professor is having. So basically you have to help your professor in some research.
Yes.
Like the research which he is doing, you simply have to help him.
Yes.
So like, and one important thing about MTech RA is that it is a 3 year program. So it will end after 3 years only. Like you can't complete it before three
Yeah.
years, or you can't like, or it can't
Unlike
go beyond,
MS.
yeah,
Yes. So
beyond 3 years.
MS might go 2.5 or 3 years or
Yeah,
4 years as well.
yeah.
So for MS, it's a compulsory. You need to publish a
Yeah,
paper.
for MS,
Like,
usually you have to publish a paper. In MTech RA, professors motivate you that okay, like let's publish a paper. But if like in any case you are unable to publish a paper, even then also you will get a degree.
yeah. Specifically in IIT Hyderabad,
Yeah,
there is no compulsion on you to publish a paper.
publish a paper.
So there is always a good sign if you publish the paper, but there is no
Yeah,
compulsion.
there is
So
no
if
any
you won't be
compulsion.
able to publish your paper, you'll be getting your degree for sure at the end
Yeah,
of 3 years.
yeah. And like how like what are the different options at IIT Hyderabad for MTech RA?
So before that, we would like to tell whoever is listening this why you should opt for MS or MTech research.
Okay, so
Okay.
like if you are having interest in research, or if you like want to go, like if you want to dig deeper in any subject, that okay, let me go in and specialize any particular subject, then you can
Yes.
opt for this program, because here you will be working on a particular topic, like in a subject on a particular topic for a like 1 or 1.5 year. So you'll be like expert of this topic after a certain point of time.
Yes. So nowadays we can see there is a trend. MS or MTech research is getting popular in India.
Yeah.
Even in IITs, there are so many fields, there are so many projects are going on, and people are keen towards MTech research.
Yes.
So you can see you will get TA easily in any of the top IITs with this
Yeah.
rank, but you opted for MTech research.
Yeah, because of the interest,
Yes.
basically I wanted
So
to.
yeah. So yeah. So
Yeah. Can
Someone
you
with
just tell me about? Uh,
if someone with complete research, if you are interested in research, then only you should opt for MS or MTech research. Or else, if you don't have any interest and you take for the sake of IITs, then you
no,
might
I
need to
won't.
suffer during the curriculum as well. And
I personally I won't recommend anyone that just for the sake of studying at IIT, do
uh,
MS Research or MTech RA.
like if you have a less rank and
Yeah,
MS or PhD, it might get. But if you are not interested in research, so it's not good for your degree,
yeah, because like actually like you
and
have
you
to
will
be
also
very.
suffer from that if you don't have any interest,
Yeah,
obviously.
actually it happens. Like so basically the basic idea is that you have to be motivated.
Yeah, you have to be motivated.
Hmm.
That's the very good point for researchers.
Yeah,
You
for
should be always
researchers.
motivated up for the new topics. So okay.
Fine. So like yeah, I wanted to ask you that okay, so what are the different options for MTech RA, like especially the people who
Okay.
have written GATE in CS?
Someone if you someone wants to do MTech research in IIT Hyderabad, specifically for CSE related, they can apply at NIS,
Mm-hmm.
which is a Network and Information Security Department in which comes under CSE only. So it is a specialized department for networking and cyber security related. And then there is AI. You can apply for MTech research at AI and MTech research at CSE. So these are the three different fields that exist where you can
And
apply and give the separate interviews, and based on your interviews, you will get selected.
and what are the shortlisting like? What are the cutoffs usually, or
Okay, so the
who should
short,
apply?
yes. If someone having a gate score greater than 600 or 620 for general, I'm saying, I don't know about other categories, but for general, if you have gate scores greater than 600 and 620, you will get shortlisted. But currently, scenario is gate score is too high compared to last 2 years, so it might shoot up to 650 or 640. So, but just a window, if you have 580 or 600, you can apply for a GATE for a MTech research program at IIT Hyderabad. And someone having GATE score greater than 630 or 640, they should apply for MTech research or MS program at all top IITs as well.
Yeah,
So there is a great chance of them getting shortlisted. So there is no harm in applying.
yeah.
If you get a call,
Basically, like
it's well and good.
sometime what happens is like they might consider your experience, industry experience, or
Yeah.
your CGPA, or if you have done some good project in your BTech. So they might consider.
Yes.
So
So
what?
shortlisting criteria is basically your GATE score,
Yeah.
your BTech CGPA,
Hmm.
industry experience also stands for,
Yeah.
or if you have done some research during your BTech while doing your BTech projects, if you have published some paper or some idea, so that is also counted.
Yeah.
Not only it's the shortlisting is not completely on GATE score, so these four fields may affect. Okay, so Supriya, would you like to take this? Like, how is the interview experience? So there will be 2 rounds of interview.
Yeah. Just
Uh,
Prathamesh, first briefly tell like how the interview process goes. Like what will be
okay,
the interview rounds
so
and all.
based on your GATE score, CGPA, and work experience or BTech projects, etc., all these curriculums, your profile gets shortlisted. You will get a email from IIT Hyderabad that congratulations, you got shortlisted, and there will be 2 rounds of interview.
Okay.
So there will be different panels. So there are some number of people they get shortlisted, and they have to appear for these 2 rounds of interview. And whoever clear these 2 rounds of interview, they will get selected for the admission. This is
Like
how the
fine.
entire process goes.
Okay. So, like, can you just want to tell about your interview experience? How was your 2 rounds? And if
Yeah.
you can recall few of the questions, like what was
So
asked,
I can recall some of the questions. Like for me, in the first round, they have asked like we implement.
and one more thing, like, was it hard or was it related to your
So
GATE syllabus
first,
only?
first of all, I would like
Yeah.
to tell that ki if you have studied GATE properly, deeper, like if you understood all the concepts, but if you don't master anything, but if you have understood all the concept very well, that should be enough, I guess, to crack the interviews.
Fine.
So they are not that easy, not that hard. So it's completely based on your understanding of that particular concept, and they will also relate it with real times. Like for me, there was a question in the round two that on multi-threading, he asked me that what are the advantages or disadvantages having 1,000 threads. for
Okay.
running one large process. So at that time, I was not able to recall it,
Hmm.
but I gave the theoretical answer to it, but the real time answer was not relevant to it. But yeah, so if your round like interviews goes like 60 to 80%, you have a chance of getting
Yeah, you
shortlisted.
will. There will be
So there
chances.
was one question for me asked in the round one that we implement a recursion using stack.
Huh.
So he asked me, why can't we implement using queue?
Okay.
So if we implement a recursion using queue, what are the consequences of it? What and he also asked me some heap related concepts and there are some coding related question, logical, not actual coding. It was just logic based on BSTs. And during second round, it was mostly on paging, multi-threading. Some of them the questions on computer networks and compilers.
Okay, one question I want to ask is like, did they ask you that okay, Pratnesh, like, do you want to give your interview in operating systems or something like that, or it was
No,
just
no, no,
like
no.
okay,
Okay.
so they
So
haven't asked.
there will be a different panel sitting,
Okay.
panel in the sense teachers
Mm-hmm.
uh, of their own expertise. So there will be one teacher from compilers, one from operating system, one from architecture, data structures, compilers, and CN. And they'll shoot a question at you, and based on their judgment, they will either take you or not take you.
Okay,
So if
fine.
you impress that professor, he might select you. So based on your, so my interview was like not 100% proper, but yeah. So I delivered like 70 to 80%, like that. That's how I can record.
Oh,
So
fine.
what about you?
Yeah, so for me, like they started with some basic data structure questions. Like they have given me some array related problem that okay, the usual problems which we do in the starting initial coding. So they asked me to do something, some operations on the array, and after that, once I explained that, they moved to some thread related concept that what is thread, why we use thread, and things like that.
Okay.
Then they move, okay, do you know about how the memory is there in the
Okay.
operating system? What is the
Image of a memory.
yeah, then the dynamic part of it, the static part of it,
Yes.
like inside a RAM. Then they asked me one question I can remember. They asked me what is the difference between a vector and a dynamic array.
Okay.
Okay, so like I answered and what is the complexity if we use a dynamic array and a vectors, things like that.
Complexity related questions are important.
Yeah, because first they asked me that okay, like in like which language you prefer for programming. So I told him that okay, I prefer C++. Then they asked me okay, then you might be aware of vector. So what's the difference between this? And then I got shortlisted for the second round. And in the second round, basically, actually, I'm from mathematics background. So like they asked me that okay, so just tell me about avial trees first, like why the height of the avial tree is always log n, things like that. Can you prove it intuitively and things like that? And then one professor, like I'm under which professor, she asked me about number theory and things related to that because I was
Yeah.
interested in theoretical computer science. So she asked me questions related to that number theory and cryptography and things like that.
Yeah. So short, in short, if you would like to summarize this,
Yeah.
if you have to prepare operating system, computer networks, computer architecture, data structures. In DMS, there is a graph theory particularly. Engineering mathematics specifically probability and linear algebra.
Yeah.
That's very important.
One point I want to add, yeah. They have also asked me questions from linear algebra, like okay, what are vector spaces? Do you know about vector spaces? How the addition will go and things
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So prepare linear algebra very well.
yeah. So in IIT Hyderabad, there is a broad range of research going on in compilers, architecture, and CM.
Compilers, architecture, networks, theoretical computer science.
Yes. So if you master this in the sense if you revise all the concepts that you learned during it, specifically for these subjects, like leave apart TOC and DBMS is also not that important, but some of the concept might come.
Part they might ask because
Huh.
transaction is related to the
Yes.
computer
So some of
programming in
the
OS. So they might ask.
so if you can't, it's dynamic. It's based on how you take that.
Yeah.
So it's on you how you're taking the direction of your interview, whether you're taking it towards your domain or towards their domain.
Out from the domain.
Huh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Agree.
So basically, that's if you cover those subjects, you will be easily cracking the interviews at IIT Hyderabad.
So like okay, so I guess everything is clear till now. So Pratmesh, can you like tell me what is your expectation after 3 years, or what one should expect that okay after the MTech?
So
How is it?
basically, I was a SD in CSG International. I was working, so I was not that much motivated for working there. So I was always having that in my mind. I need to explore some research. So that's why instead of giving MS like TOEFL or GRE, I opted GATE because I wanted to do research from the IITs, top institutes of India. So that's one thing. And what I'm expecting after MTech research from IIT Hyderabad is uh, numerous knowledge, the depth I will get in the subject, plus my way of thinking towards uh, future, like what else we can add up. So like in on which topic you are working? Like, Currently, I'm working on computer architecture. So I am under Rajesh Kedia, sir.
Okay.
So he is a well-known professor at IIT Hyderabad. So basically, I'm working on AMD Xilinx Versal processor. So I'm exploring all the accelerators on that architecture, which will accelerate the ML-based applications, which is the current generation full of AIs. So next generation is also full of AIs. So for that, you need a hardware.
Fine.
So yeah, so there are so much optimization is going on in hardware. So I'm exploring all those area, and more specifically, I'm working on AMD Versal processor.
Okay.
So what about you?
Yeah, so like my area of research is theoretical computer science. So basically, I'm working on advanced, like, or you can say that post-quantum cryptography,
Yeah,
like how the future cryptography will be and how we will implement it on the hardwares.
that's
So
also interesting area.
yeah, that's very interesting area. And so, and okay, just Pratmesh, tell me about what are the placement opportunities?
Yeah. So placement opportunities same
Because
as
people usually they are like, okay, MTech RA, they don't know much about MTech RA.
yes. So the
So
placement are same as MTech people, but I can say if you are MTech research student, you will be preferred more. Sometimes you will be preferred over BTech as well and over regular MTech people as well. For companies like
why so?
AMD, Qualcomm, Intel, Nvidia, because you will get a real-time exposure on working on their domains. So these are the hardware oriented, or if you can take a software oriented, whoever has better coding, they will get shortlisted or they will get selected. But for MTech research, there is always an edge, I can say.
Fine.
So anyways, you will do coding.
That is
But
the bare minimum you have to
yeah,
do.
coding is must. So you have to be a good coder
Yeah.
for you to get placed anywhere in the companies. But if you opt for MTech research, you will always have an edge over a BTech people also sometimes, and over regular MTech people, there is always an edge.
Fine. And how about the professors? Like,
Yeah,
how
so
what are the area
first we'll
of
cover how hectic the MTech research
yeah,
program
we
is.
can discuss that also.
So MTech research at IIT Hyderabad is not that hectic compared to how research is carried out in Madras, Delhi, and IIScs. But it's on you. Like if you do your research properly, it won't be hectic for you. So
And what
there
about like
some
people?
period you will initially will struggle, but once you get into your comfort zone, it will be easy for you to do the research.
So how much time usually it takes to adapt in this research environment?
It's very person to person
Like
actually,
how
but
much time it took
mostly
like you took?
for me initially everything was new.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it took me 1.5 month.
Okay, fine.
Still, I'm struggling in my projects, but that's a different thing. But struggle is the
Yeah,
key for success.
fine. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the real. It is the
So,
same
what about
experience you will
you?
have.
How you are finding?
Yeah, actually, so I wanted to tell one important thing is that once you join MS or MTech RE program, you have to like get into the habit of reading research papers. You have to read
Yes,
a lot of research papers. So it will be a little hectic for few people because it will take some time to adapt that
analyze.
thing and analyze like how some because Usually it takes a lot of time to write a research paper,
Yes.
sometimes 2 years, sometimes 3 years, and you have to understand it really very well. You
Yep.
have to just find the and see. Just I wanted to tell a very interesting experience that here what happens is the professor will give you a research paper, and what they will ask you is that okay, understand this research paper, take your
Yes.
time, 15 days,
Yes.
20 days, and then present this research paper. Whatever you have understood, just present this research paper to us. So this is how the real learning will go.
Yes. So there is no spoon feeding as such.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
spoon feeding as such.
Yeah. So professors here are very good. They are cooperative. They will help you. They'll understand you as well sometimes. But yeah, so they expect discipline and regularity from you. So if you are both, then it's well and good for you.
And what are the research areas or what are the research opportunities which IIT Hyderabad is getting?
So there are various research projects currently IIT Hyderabad has got, and IIT Hyderabad is emerging in research compared to other IITs also. So the broad domain, I can say there are so many research work going in compiler section, in compiler, then in computer organization or architecture, we can say. Then there is a theoretical computer science in the cyber security, it's quantum cryptography and all. And in NIS, they are targeting 5G, 6G. So all networking and cyber security related researches are going on, and all of them are industry related or real time research.
Yeah, and one important point I wanted to add is that sometimes what what happens here is that you might work under some reputed organization or some reputed company that like some of our RA friends they are working in Intel related project or some
Yes,
industry related project,
Samsung and all.
Samsung and also this is also a great opportunity.
Yes, so there is so much for you to explore once you come and take this program.
So how would you conclude this whole thing?
So basically, I would like to conclude in this way. So one who is having a more keen in research, who really want to invest their time and learn something, they should opt for it. And just someone who wants a placement because this year scenario is too bad. So most of them might not get placed and they want to study from IIT and get placed. So in that case, please don't adopt MS or MTech research. So you can go for MTech regular program. And so for placement or just for a degree, don't take the CMS. And okay, that's it. So that's about it. So
fine. And if you have any other queries, you can
reach out
always
to
reach us
us
to us. Like
at
we'll provide a LinkedIn
in the description below, and we will also provide the links of the blogs the people has given their interview experience year wise. So we'll also add that in the description below.
Okay.
So thank you guys. Wish you all the best.
Yeah, all the very best.
Happy learning. Thank you.